Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2024 and the sixth part of this series with Newcastle United, where it's been quite some time since the last match and quite a lot has happened and not all of it has been good. So when we left off last time, we had two incredible victories against Manchester United and then away from home against Manchester City that put us in the driving seat for the Premier League race, and we immediately followed that up with a tough 2-1 victory over Fulham with João Neves, one of our signings in January, scoring in the 89th minute to give us 3 more crucial points. But unfortunately, we then followed that up with a 1-0 defeat to Bournemouth in front of less than 10,000 people in a really disappointing outcome. But we did then bounce back by smashing Stade Rennes 4-0. Joelinton, Torres, Guimaraes and Neves all on the score sheet. And then we followed that up with a 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa in the Premier League. So things really not going well there. Back-to-back league defeats. We then saw off Rennes with a rotated team drawing 2-2 and followed it up with a 6-0 smashing of Luton. Isaac on the score sheet, Wilson, Willock, Almiron and Target all in there as well. And then the FA Cup, where we had a pretty much clear run through to probably a trophy. We ended up losing to Aston Villa. It was really annoying. We finally broke through with a corner. Dan Burn headed it in, but then a goalmouth scramble led to Matty Cash smacking the ball in the back of the net in the 82nd minute. And then we had an injury to Anthony Gordon after we'd used all of our substitutes in extra time, and Douglas Luiz just drilled one in from the edge of the area for 2-1 in extra time to put them through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Really disappointed with that. That was probably the easiest chance we'd ever get to win the FA Cup, and it has gone down the toilet. But we did bounce back with a 3-1 win against Nottingham Forest, 2 for Isaac and 1 for Joelinton in that game. But then one of the most frustrated games of the season came up against Bayer Leverkusen. We were beaten 4-1 and every single one of their goals came because of a corner. The first 3 were headers from corners, and then the last goal was a push on a player who hit the post with a header and led to a penalty, which Palacios put in the back of the net. There was a great drilled finish from Anthony Gordon to give us some hope, I guess, but we now have to go away from home and win by 3 clear goals or more to qualify for the quarterfinals of the Europa League. So we're throwing yet another chance of silverware down the toilet. But luckily, the league form has continued to bounce back as we beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 3-0 with Isaac, Joelinton and Almiron all on the score sheet. Joelinton scored an absolute sensational individual goal, taking the ball from about 40 yards away, taking it all out to the left flank, then to the byline, then cutting inside and then slotting it past the keeper as we managed to win a routine game by 3-0. Isaac also missed a penalty in that match. And that means we are now in for a really tough run of fixtures. First up, Bayer Leverkusen away from home, and then Chelsea away from home, and then Liverpool, one of our title rivals, at home, and then we have Spurs and Arsenal to come, and then a not too difficult run of fixtures to the end of the season. So the focus now is the Premier League and the Europa League. Europa League, I think, are probably going out fairly shortly, but the Premier League, if we look at the table, we are 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League. I cannot believe that that's where we are, but it is thanks to Alexander Isak's 28 league goals already this season in just 26 games. He has been absolutely phenomenal. He's not scored in any other competition, but in the Premier League, boy, does he turn up. Tonali with 14 assists, Torres with 10. They're just putting in absolutely remarkable performances, and it means that we have a great advantage now. Even if we lose 2 games, we would still be 2 points clear at the top. We're in excellent position. But first up, we need to take on Bayer Leverkusen. We are away from home for this game. It's going to be a tough one, but we've managed to get most of our team refreshed after that Wolves game. Only Joelinton not fully fit because he played the full 90 minutes. Matt Target maybe not quite fully fit either, but otherwise we're in fairly good shape. We're going to need goals. We are going to need them quickly in this match. Xabi Alonso seems to have done an excellent job with Bayer Leverkusen. and they are causing us all sorts of trouble, mainly from corners. So let's hope that we don't give any corners away in this game, but we need to move, and we need to move quickly. Grimaldo is injured, but they're the ones on the attack here with Wirtz, and we cut it away at just the last minute. Now Torres, can he counter? Joe Linton carries it out to the right. He's got Gordon out there. Now João Neves puts it into Isaac. He might be offside. The ball's in the back of the net, and it looks like the offside flag has indeed gone up. But a good sign that he was able to finish so clinically. Now, can we keep this going in this first half? Nothing coming for us just yet. They're going to be so defensively tight here by Leverkusen. They haven't even had a shot yet. They've had the possession, but they're doing nothing with it as we relentlessly try to get the goals that we need. But it is not coming about just yet. I'm going to keep trying to encourage the team. They seem to respond well to that sort of sideline coaching. We should have scored by now, but we haven't. We've had a real problem with underperforming our XG in the last few games. We're often getting sort of 3-4 XG, but only coming out with 1 or 2 goals. Hopefully that doesn't happen here today. We need that to correct to the mean. Now Livramento puts the ball in, and Isak's put that one wide. It was blocked by Frimpong in the end, but really should have gone in. Now Torres with the corner. Can we get revenge? No. Hradecky does what Pope failed to do 4 times in the last game and come and claims it. And this is not good enough. We need 3 goals in the next 45 minutes. And it just does not seem to be going our way at the moment. Trying to keep the fresh legs on out there. But it's just not going. 2 XG and 0 goals is outrageous. In a game where you need to score 3, you just can't afford to not take your chances. Well, that looks like what is happening with 20 minutes left to go. Still got that 2 XG, but the ball's just not going in the back of the net. This is very frustrating. We're not even getting highlights. Now Livramento brings the ball forward. Is there time for a goal? He finds Isaac Longstaff to target. I think Matt Target's the last player I would have wanted shooting in that position. And now they roll the ball out. Tar bringing it forward. Isak's stolen it and then putting it wide. He's coming off. He's wasted too many chances. I mean, it's not going to matter now. Look at that. We're nearly on the 3 XG that we would have needed. The 3 goals that we need. But it's just not going to happen. And that is really disappointing. What a way to go out. We had over 5 XG across those 2 legs. And we scored once. They had 4 corners and got goals from all 4 of them. That is utter football manager right there. And I am genuinely deflated with how that's gone. We had such a good chance of winning both the Europa League and the FA Cup this season. And we've thrown both chances away. And it means that now all of our eggs are in the Premier League basket. The next 4 fixtures are crucial. Chelsea away, Liverpool at home, Arsenal away. Tottenham away, Arsenal at home. We have to win these games to secure that Premier League title as soon as possible because we are choking left, right and centre. Well, a few changes for this match against Chelsea. We've picked up a few more injuries with Paul Dummett and Sven Botman both getting injured. Botman's out for a couple of weeks. Tonali was injured before that game against Leverkusen. He's still got 2-3 weeks out. And then Matt Target is also struggling with a knock, but Kieran Trippier is just returning to fitness. Obviously, he's been out for 6 months, so it's really nice to have him getting back towards the first team. So instead, we're going to play with Livramento, Lascelles, Shah and Byrne in defence. Defence is a priority for upgrade in the summer. Then Bruno, Joelinton and Neves make up central midfield. They are starting to become the main midfield 3. Then Almiron, Gordon and it's Wilson up top because Isak is still struggling a little bit for fitness, but obviously he can come off the bench as needed if we're not quite taking control of this game against Chelsea. It is the international break up next, so I don't need to do too much to protect the players. I can kind of run them into the ground a bit as long as it doesn't risk injury. And then they'll have the time over the international break to try and recover. But you can see it as it stands right now. We have a 6-point lead at the top of the table. We can open that up back up to 8 points if we win. And here's Almiron with the corner. In it goes, and the keeper's missed it. Comes out to Joe Neves. Now Shah. Joe Linton finds Gordon, and he's hit the woodwork there, Anthony Gordon. He's an absolute live wire in this game, Anthony. He has, in the game of Football Manager, not just this match, he has been scoring goals all over the place when we really needed them. I think he's at 8 goals at the moment, which, given that he's been off the bench for the vast majority of his appearances, is really impressive. Now Almiron's picked up a blow, so let's get Harvey Barnes on there quickly. We need to keep the tempo up high, not let people sort of recover on the pitch. Chilwell wins the header. Sterling to Gallagher. Good touch from him. Now Chelsea can build. Lavia to Enzo. To Jackson. Into Nkunku. And the ball is in the back of the net. There's a question of offside there for me. He looked offside. And VAR are going to take a look at this one. And that goal is disallowed. I mean, that was really tight. But he was definitely offside. I saw it with my own eye. Why have you done that, Zhao? That's a red card. And he's off. I do have get stuck in on. You only have yourself to blame when you do that. But Bruno's going to have to move to a more advanced position. And we might have just thrown this match away. It was already difficult. And now Nkunku hits the post. Going to have to go to a counter approach. We can't stay attacking with 10 men. When Chelsea have already been giving us warning shots and had a goal disallowed. I mean, their XG is poor, but they've shown that they can put the ball in the back of the net. We've made it to half-time. I mean, a draw at this stage is probably a good outcome, but Chelsea are not one of the real rivals for the Premier League. They're a team we should probably be beating, but now they have a free kick with Nkunku. He looks dangerous. Oh, and he's hit the bar. I thought that was a save from Pope. It would have been a worldy save had it been Pope, but it has hit the bar and gone over the top. At the moment, we are still just plodding along. Might be time to bring Isak on and see if he can add to those 28 goals already this season. We'll save the other substitutions for just a little while because, like I said, it's international break next. I'm not too worried. Ball goes forward towards Isak. Comes down. Burns lost it in a 50-50 that he has to win. And now Nkunku, good save by Pope to push that one over the top. God, I really don't know what to do. We've only got one set of substitutions left to make as the ball is cleared away. Now Isak trying to get forward. Little throw in. Fabian Schär to Joe Linton. Risky pass, and we've lost it. Nkunku to Sterling, through to Jackson, and he's put it wide. I think he was offside anyway. He was. It's a free kick. They cannot hold their line, Chelsea. Our high line tactic seems to be working at the moment. But Pope there does get the ball forward. Chalobah deals with it. Nkunku, Gordon with a tackle, but Caicedo picks it up. He's got 4 in the box to aim at. And he finds Jackson, who happily just sticks that one in the back of the net. It felt like a matter of time. Just felt like they needed to break our defensive line and they'd get through, and that is exactly what has happened. I suppose we can bring Matt Ritchie on. Oh, but that is a killer blow for them to score. 15 minutes left to see out. Gordon made the tackle. Caicedo just ran it around. We were playing way too narrow. He had too much room at the byline. I mean, I think that was Schär in front of Jackson. Pope maybe could have dived in front of the ball. But here we are. And then we are 1-0 down. I'm chasing this game now with less than 10 minutes to go. Nkunku with a corner. We've not done well with these lately. And that one's gone over the top, fortunately. About 5 minutes left to go. Trying to encourage the team for these last few minutes. But you can see it's been all Chelsea since that red card. They could have been even further ahead. We have not made the most of this. And yet again, we have failed to score. And our season is taking a dive at the worst possible time. We are now only 5 points clear of Manchester United and Liverpool, and only 6 points clear of Manchester City. Well, this is going to be one of the biggest games of our season. We're at home against Liverpool, and if we look at that Premier League table, Liverpool are only in third place on goal difference behind Manchester United. If they win today, I assume United will win as well. The gap at the top becomes 2 points with 7 games to go. And it looks very difficult because any one of those 3 teams could win every game between now and the end of the season. And we have hit poor form at the worst time. We've also now got an injury to Livramento. He's going to be out for just a few days, but enough to miss this match. Isak is also not fully match fit. They really put him under a lot of strain in the international break, and he's at a high risk of injury. And even if we lose this game, I'd rather keep Isak to win those games against the mid-table teams. And I trust Callum Wilson to do the job. He's not been too bad this season. He's got 10 goals and only started 10 matches. So he's in the double digits, which is what you want for confidence, especially when he is the backup striker. But this is going to be a really tough match. If we have a look at the lineups for this one, then you can see very strong Liverpool team. That midfield still feels a little bit on the weaker side to me, especially with Curtis Jones in there. But the rest of the team is very, very strong. And there's not many of our players that you'd throw into their team. Maybe Bruno, possibly make an argument for Joe Linton, but otherwise you'd probably choose the Liverpool team, which shows how well we've done this season, but also how tough it is to maintain this position right to the end of the season. As you can see, Manchester United playing Sheffield United, they will almost certainly win their game at the end of today. But first up, we have Liverpool. They are on the attack with Curtis Jones, about to make me eat my words, but Pope does make the catch there. Absolutely essential that he did that. Now we can build Lascelles going down the right flank. Now Gordon, I do have Trippier on the bench, but I just don't want to risk him as this is first came back after nearly 6 months out with injury. Shabozai round the corner looking for Salah, but Target is quick enough. We come forward again, working it over to the left flank this time. Target cuts inside, finds Bruno. Bit of space on the right, and he finds Gordon. He beats his man. Gordon is in. It's saved, but Target is there. Gordon to Target, and it is 1-0 now against Liverpool. Could this be the start of an uptick in form right at the end of the season to get us that Premier League title? Gordon there had his effort blocked by Becker, but Target tucks it in to that empty net for a 1-0 lead to Newcastle. And as it stands, we would jump into a nice 8-point lead at the top. Even if United win, it would only be 5 points, the deficit for them. But we are in a really good position here. Liverpool not quite threatening yet, other than that Curtis Jones effort where he probably should have done a lot better. Here we are, nearly at half-time. And I'm genuinely nervous for this game. Like, after going out the FA Cup and the Europa League, I just feel like this season is going to unravel. And we've got a highlight here with 20 seconds of added time in the first half left. Liverpool on the ball. Mo Salah unmarked on the far side. Finds Darwin Nunez, and he has hit the post, but an offside flag does go up. And we survive to half-time. Now, I'm going to say I'm delighted with the team. It feels like forever since I've been able to say that to the team. And they are a team that enjoys positive affirmation, but I will not give it just to make them feel better. They do have to earn it, and we do not have long left here. I'm very happy with how this is going. They've had to bring Gakpo on for Diaz. I've tried to praise the team, but that has not worked for Joe Linton and Gordon, who are like, I'm in the middle of a football match. Stop telling me I'm doing a good job. Gomez is on for Darwin Nunez, so they must have changed up their formation or something there. Let's just play that through and see. Oh, they've got Gakpo playing up front, that's why. Yeah, I think let's change up our attacking midfielders here. Bring Elmer on and Anderson on, and also let's switch to a more cautious strategy for the last 20 minutes here as Pope plays the ball out to Burn. Now Shah. Sal's has it on the right. Oh no. Is the flag up? I think the flag's up. That would be a hell of a reprieve if it is. Lascelles there has really thrown that away. But the ball did go into the channel when a player was offside, probably Gakpo. And we have managed to survive that one. Now there is 15 minutes left. Lascelles is going to come off and we're going to put a recovering Kieran Trippier on the pitch. Longstaff, the Geordie boy, is coming on as well. 10 minutes to go. Can we see this out? After that Lascelles mistake, I've got to risk Trippier here in his first game back. And we've won the ball. Wilson beats the defender, goes for goal, but it's straight at Becker there. There's been no need for Isaac up to now. But if we do concede, he will have to come on. And Thiago there has his shot blocked. Target breaks forward. Now Willock. He's given it away, but Bruno wins it back. Now Shah. Over to Dan Burn. There's room down that left channel. And Longstaff. Oh, he tried to play it forward, but the runs weren't quite right. But Wilson wins it. And again, Liverpool recover the ball. Now Thiago. They try and build from the back with Virgil van Dijk. Kanate. Ball goes wide. Mo Salah weaving, but into a defensive midfield position. He wins it back again. He's got so much energy here, Mo Salah, given it so late in the game. And he whips the ball in, and Trippier's there, but Szoboszlai has beaten the injured Kieran Trippier to the ball. And now it's time to bring on Isak. I really do want to win in this game. I don't want to settle for a draw. It's a very good goal from them. Mo Salah there, showing the absolute game changer that he can be with that turn and cross, and Trippier running backwards, didn't even jump for it. Szoboszlai planted that into the bottom corner, and we are 5 minutes away from full time here. What's going to happen in these last few minutes? Liverpool have won it at the death. Completely picked us apart, and that is absolutely heartbreaking to go from 1-0 up to then conceding 2 goals in a couple of minutes in the dying embers of the game. I mean, it was just such a lovely move. They did really well, but it does feel like this title may well be slipping out of our hands at this stage, going from potentially 8 points clear at the top to just 2 points clear. That is painful. And this has not been a very good episode for us, it has to be said. Look at that, we could have been 8 points clear, but they scored in the 84th and 86th minute. And that's what champions do. They do not lose games like that. They see them out, they shut them out. Even Leicester City were winning games like that when they won the league title. But it's still in our hands. We have 7 games to go. But we are just not on form. Look at that. Absolutely painful. And we've got Spurs away and then Arsenal at home up next. The last 5 games I think we can win, but I just have a feeling that we're going to lose the title before we get there. If we have a look at Liverpool's fixtures, they're going to win every single one of them. That is not easy. Man City, I mean, they've got the United game. That will settle it for one of them. They've also got Chelsea. And if we look at Man United's fixtures finally, yeah, City and Chelsea as well. But they've all got Spurs in there. Liverpool have got a very easy finish. We have to win every game because they will most certainly win every game. And this is now a really difficult title race after those last few games. I'm very, very unhappy with how that's gone in this episode. It's just been patchy form for so long. We were doing so well to get ourselves into that position we were in, but over the last episode and a bit, it has completely fallen apart. But hopefully next time we can get back to winning ways with a victory over Spurs. We've got a week to rest, a week between each game, so fitness concerns, which have really caused a problem lately, should start to go away, and we should be beating Spurs anyway. But Arsenal at home, that's going to be a huge game. And then we've got the rest of the matches still to go as well. So do drop a like down below if you're enjoying this series. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. But until next time, see ya.